On every platform, everyone ends up with a brand. It's kind of inevitable. That's not my vibe. Nobody's gonna come into my videos thinking, this person should be taken seriously. My Paidia pathway lesson is Beginner's Guide to Content Creation. Hi, my name is Kelsey Dangerous. I'm a YouTuber, Twitch streamer, and dog lover. If you notice my dog, he's in my lap right now. I'm a content creator on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and TikTok, and I mainly do gaming content, specifically content surrounding the video game The Sims. I am best known for my work at BuzzFeed as a video producer. Now I'm known best as a gamer, both professionally and in my personal life, and I will be your guide. The topics I'll be covering is building a brand, what is a brand, and how do you create your own, and also creating content for your audience. These are skills that I have used again and again in my career as a content creator, both as a business and for every day. When I started out with content creation, I sort of was all over the place. I made whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted. And that's an important part of the process, but over time, I learned and honed so many clear skills that I'm going to share with you to help guide you into a path and hopefully help you make content that is better serving your audience. If you take anything away from this pathway, I want you to know without a shadow of a doubt that content creation is for the audience. It's not for you. So although you might be passionate and excited about certain things, the real end goal is to connect with an audience. This skill is learned best through practice. Practice, practice, practice. I know that's pretty much true of most skills. The same is true of content creation. The more content that you make, the more you'll learn the skills that you need to hone every day, and the better you'll know your audience. So you first might start with the question, what is a brand? I am a human being. I am not a brand. I'm not Nike or American Eagle, but those are perfect examples of what a brand is. How is a person a brand? Well, I would like to invite you first to think of your favorite content creator. So for my example, I'm using Binging with Babish. You might not be familiar, but Binging with Babish is a huge content creator on YouTube. He mainly does cooking videos that are related to pop culture. So if you think of Binging with Babish as a brand, he is a very clean brand. He has very specific style of like how he films all of his videos, and he always pairs his food videos with some sort of pop culture reference. By using all of these things, he's creating a very clear brand. He has a specific visual style, but also he has just specific things that he does. When you think of Binging with Babish, you think of food and you think of pop culture. Those are two pretty big things that have to do with his brand. But on top of those things, he adds a pretty humorous dialogue. He's very funny and he has these excellent quips that he voices over. Although you might click on the video because you're really interested in this latest viral cooking video, you stay because he's really entertaining and he's fun to listen to, and it keeps you coming back again and again to become an audience member. So in summary, a brand is all of the things that make up who you are as a content creator. It can be colors, it can be a visual style, it can be your type of humor, and it can be also what types of videos you're making and what types of things come to mind when you're thinking of this creator. So for example, when I describe my own branding to someone, I am largely upbeat, I am bright, sunny, fun, somewhat humorous, nerdy, gamer, and my color scheme is very like purple and like a peachy pink, making you feel like creative and fun and upbeat, essentially. Visually, I'm normally in the same room next to my computer. I would normally have like a starry background to make you think of like fun, creative, dreamlike, friendly atmosphere. I want my audience members to feel like they're my friend, that they're hanging out with me, sharing the tea about The Sims. So how do you make a brand? You don't need to have a brand to make content online, but having a brand is super useful in cultivating an audience. People like knowing what they're in for, right? If you're addicted to a TV show, you want to tune in and see the same characters getting up to pretty pretty similar mischief again and again. You like the same jokes, you like seeing people come back for more. So if you have a very clear branding, your audience knows what to expect and will therefore want to come back again and again to see whatever you come up with, because you've built up this trust of, when you come to my channel, you can expect XYZ. So when you sit down to brainstorm what your brand is, you can start one of two ways. You can start as seeing yourself as like a TV show character, or you can start just describing the type of content that you want to make in general. I'll start as the TV show character, so you can think of yourself as like, where would you be in the television show? And what kind of show are you in? Are you like an expert in a drama? Are you the funny sidekick in a rom-com? Are you the hot girl in the action movie? All those things should be informing how you're making your content and how people are going to view you. For example, I would probably consider myself like the quirky hero in a sitcom. But if you're more informational in your content, you might want to be more of like the analytic person. The more real to yourself you can be, the better the brand ends up being and the more natural it is. Your brand should be a reflection of you, but in a way that's a little more packaged and clean and easy to read for a viewer. Obviously, we are all human beings with vast interests and multi-dimensions. However, when you're a content creator, sometimes you just have to narrow it down and be the funny girl that plays The Sims. The other way of brainstorming your brand is coming through it by the content. What kind of content do you want to make? For example, if you want to do gaming content, what about gaming interests you the most? Do you like speed runs? Do you like just making jokes and being entertaining? Those types of things appeal to different audiences. Once you kind of hone down what kind of content you're most interested in doing, you can start bringing your own personality into it. So to give you an example, for me, I love everything The Sims. I love sitcoms and humor and nerdiness, and I also tend to come off in a very like girl next door type of way. Having a clear brand means you can apply it to everything online, and it also helps you build an audience across platforms. Which leads us to topic number 2, creating for your audience. Who is your audience? The first step of any content creation should be thinking about the viewer. What do they want to watch? Who is the audience? Who do you want to attract? Knowing who you want to reach also can help you narrow down what content you want to make. My demographic was going to be teen boys. I probably wouldn't play The Sims 4. The Sims, from my experience, tends to skew more female and a little bit older. So instead, I would play something closer to a Minecraft or maybe a Fortnite, something along those lines. Another thing to think about is which platform you're creating on. Audiences differ from platform to platform. YouTube audiences want to stick around and watch a longer video than someone on TikTok. On TikTok, they want you to get in and get out and get gone. TikTok people do not want to stick around for you to repeat yourself multiple times. They're going to be out. Twitch audience likes long streams. You normally would want to stream on Twitch for upwards of 2 to 3 hours. In trying to find your audience, it's also helpful to look at what your audience is already watching. For example, when I started making Sims content, I did watch a lot of Sims content myself. I already knew what the audiences liked. I knew what sorts of Sim content was already out there. And so it helped me decide how I could differentiate myself, but also still serve a similar audience. So your homework for this is to watch content. Watch the videos that seem similar to stuff that you want to make and actively watch. Take notes of things that you found funny, types of editing styles that you noticed, anything that stands out to you to help you learn from that content, things that you liked, things that didn't feel quite right to you. From there, you can start to see patterns, ideas, and even formats that you can use to help inspire your own work. Like I've mentioned before, the goal of making content is to serve your audience. So a big question that you need to ask yourself is, why would this audience want to watch me? What is my content doing to better serve them? Is it that you don't see a lot of women playing this certain game? Maybe it's that you're a person of color who identifies as a woman and you're playing a game that oftentimes you don't see a lot of people like you playing. That would definitely serve an underserved audience of people that want to see a content creator that looks like them. But you also want to think about, at the end of the day, what is the takeaway that this audience member is going to take from your content? Already, when you're making content, think about, what do I want them to feel when they leave? Are you educating them? Are you giving them a challenge to try, a new challenge that they hadn't thought of before? The best content starts a conversation with the audience, gets them to talk and feel invested in this video. Not that they just watch it and walk away. You want to leave an impression. And you especially want them to share it with someone else if you can. So try to think of a takeaway, of a reason why someone might share this. Like, oh my gosh, isn't this cool? Or, oh my gosh, this reminded me of you. Once you have made your content, it is now time to research. You've decided your brand, you've decided your audience, now you've made some content with those in mind. But the next step, and a very important step that sometimes people miss, is to go back and look through how your content worked. How did people like it? What did they respond to? What did they comment about? Sift through the comments that aren't super helpful, right? The like, you suck kind of stuff, just ignore that. But you do want to see like if there's a pattern in there of people going, OMG, I'm just like that, or relatable, or this thing that you said was so funny. On YouTube, you can even look on your analytics of seeing when people rewatched sections of the video. Maybe it was the section where you fell out of a chair because the game was so scary. And now you're thinking, okay, the more I can get scared, the better the video is gonna be, right? The more people are gonna like it. That stuff is vital information for you to make content again and again. You wanna make sure after you put out content to review it, see what people like, see what worked, what didn't work, so that can inform the next one. That's pretty much it. You just keep making new content, then you go on to the next one. You have a little bit better of an understanding of your audience. You test a theory. I think this might work because they liked it last time. Then you see whether or not the test worked out, what worked, didn't work, and you move on and you do it all over again. The best way to learn is by experimenting. If something in your brand isn't working for you anymore, let it go. These are not hard and fast rules that you have to cling on to. The best part about content creation is that it's always ever changing, and also possibly the hardest part about content creation. So don't take yourself too seriously. The best thing you can do is to just keep creating. In conclusion, with making any content, thinking about your brand and your audience will steer you towards success on any platform. Thank you for watching my Paidia pathway, and I can't wait to see what you create. Oh my gosh, we're doing it, baby. Hi, Chewy. Oh, my dog wants to sit with me. I hope he's not an issue. You want to sit with me? By viewing this pathway, I hope I inspire you to get oh, my dog just moved. Okay, I felt like that felt good. Okay, cutting everything.